Spin City. Spin City on the screen, got the room on 10. Breaking news, panel smoke, then he does it again. The bass in the morning, debauchery at night. He steps in loud and he don't back right. Clip it, post it, watch the chat explode. One more take, then he takes the road. He talks that talk with a grin and a stare. The other side's talking, he already there. Hold up, here he comes. Hands in the air, let the verdict come. No more hush, no more shade. Spin City live and the whole place sways. Spin City, he don't play it safe. Spin City, bringing fire to the face. MAGA on the mic, and he says what he means. Spin City, shaking up the scene. In a circle, everybody wants a turn. He leans in hard, let the hot takes burn. Protest on the tickle, riot in the thread. He talks over the chaos with a raised up head. Yell a little louder, make the point land clean. Cut through the noise like a headline machine. If they come for the room, he comes right back. One more clash and the whole beat snaps. Hold up, here he comes. Hands in the air, let the verdict come. No more hush, no more shade. Spin City live and the whole place sways. Spin City, he don't play it safe. Spin City, bringing fire to the face. MAGA on the mic, and he says what he means. Spin City, shaking up the scene. When the mics get hot and the comments fly, he laughs at the noise and he calls it live. One more round, let the sparks go wide. Spin City standing on the right side. Spin City, he don't play it safe. Spin City, bringing fire to the face. MAGA on the mic, and he says what he means. Spin City, shaking up the scene.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. We are live on YouTube, X, Rumble, Pill.net. We are also live on the Krautmick, also known as Sauerkraut, and the New Jersey Rejects channel on YouTube and Twitch. I can't look back there. He's laughing. Sorry. The prompt tonight is the constitutional legality of AI surveillance in red states. Of course, we have our favorite constitutionalist, Mr. Clay, Mr. Brick Petitions, and whatever else you'd like to call him. And, of course, we have our conservative New Jersey reject, Mr. Krautmick. If you'd like to join the open panel, please click the link. It is pinned below in the chat. Mr. Clay, let's start it out. Your opening statements on the prompt, please.
Sure. Interesting. So, yeah, it is kind of interesting that Americans will pay for their own demise. This is something we've seen, multiple times throughout history, in my opinion, especially American history, where essentially they, the people, when I say they, ask for help, and when they ask for that help, they ask the government or whatever governing power there is. And in this instance, it's 2026, AI and all of the technology that we have nowadays, people believe that a surveillance state is going to benefit them somehow. They believe that having Big Brother or Big Daddy government, if you will, is going to or have them watching over their little city streets and their little sidewalks and into their parks and wherever they direct the cameras to. I'm just going to say, close your blinds, kids. That is going to benefit them somehow. where, there is a minor benefit, I would say that there is a major drawback. Yeah, I'm interested to get into it, like I said, and we will see where we go.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Clay, New Jersey Mick Reject. Mr. Reject, your opening statements, sir.
Everything Clay said, but I also want to add on, where do we draw the line? If we allow this to happen, what's the next thing they will implement? Clay really covered it with his saying, so besides that, I really don't have much. I mean, what's your thoughts, Spin? The Florida Reject?
Well, I'm a Pennsylvania reject.
Okay, true.
I'm a Pennsylvania reject. Transition to Florida, the free state of
You
Florida.
got to detransition, man. Come back to PA, bro.
No, it's okay. I'm trying to quit. Yeah. Anyway, look, flock cameras, which we're going to get into here shortly. The flock camera idea, all right, it may or may not get criminals off the street. I was talking to, was it you or no?
Yep. Yeah, I heard a little scratch, and then you're out. Say something.
Oh, fuck.
No.
Did anybody hear me?
Now we can.
Yes,
yeah.
no?
Yeah, we can.
Maybe.
Yeah. And now you've
Clay.
got it. Oh, and it's catching up. Yep. Gotcha. Yep. You're good.
Clay, take over for a second. I've got to go out and come back. I've got an error on my side.
Okay. All right. Yep. I got you.
Thank you.
Rather, the bullshit happens when we just start, then like an hour or 2 hours in, right? That happened to fucking Spin twice. Actually, my first 1v1 debate, we were like an hour and a half in, and then it just ended the fucking stream for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, it was my first 1v1, so it's not like I really lost anything on that. I just feel bad for Spin.
You got me now?
Yeah.
Okay. It's catch up. It's good.
Good.
Okay. So I had a friend of mine tell me that he saw an article where police officers were using the flock cameras here in Florida to track their wife. So police officers have the ability to use the flock cameras at will. So, I mean, yes, Florida stands out more than the rest of the country because of our governor. And, hopefully in January we get somebody like him again, or we're in deep fucking trouble. However, the technology is getting crazy. And Florida, and let me tell you, Florida and Brick, the same as well as I do. Florida is a police state. You do not get away with very much in Florida. And
No, you don't.
I like to have the security, but I believe the flock cameras are against the Fourth Amendment. In so many ways. However, like I said, and I want to be very, very clear when I say this, I like the idea of getting criminals off the street. I like the idea of criminals being tracked to find them, arrest them, and put them where they belong, regardless of what they do. But taking a flock camera and using it at your own free will or fruition, or a law enforcement officer, using it as at will, right? I think that's bullshit. And they should not have the access. In my opinion, they shouldn't have access to that. Now, you take access away from a police officer, what good, or excuse me, law enforcement, any type of law enforcement, what good are they, and why is the technology being put up? And that's my opening statement. I turn the panel over to you guys.
So I'll say real quick. I will be open to flock cameras if they can institute, and I know it's possible, where like the camera doesn't even record, or at least saves the recording, unless it like spots like, you know, someone doing a hit and run or something like that. And then the recording, I don't know how to phrase it, the recording, it's always recording. But like, think of it like a PlayStation or Xbox. Clay, I don't know if you game or not. Spin, I'm pretty sure you don't. But like, you can hit a button and it'll record like the last 15 minutes. But unless you hit that button and you turn your game off, the recording from your last gameplay, you're not going to get that back. So like, if someone does a hit and run, or you know, they hit somebody on the sidewalk, you know, I'm open to discussing if those flat cameras can start recording. Seeing that, you guys know what I'm trying to say. Like, it doesn't save the recording unless something happened in front of it.
Yeah, Axon works the same way. So
I was going to say Axon. Yeah,
it's like a 3-second push to turn it off, but it's literally a tap to turn it on. And when they tap it, it takes the previous 30 seconds of video and it logs that with no sound. So essentially, when you tap to turn it on, what you're doing is you're turning it on in order to turn on the sound and log the other 30 seconds, because it doesn't record sound until then. So you there is a what you call a backlog of video, yes. But when it comes to the turning it off part, that's, you know, they actually have to sit there and hold it and press it and hold it for 3 seconds. And so that's so that they can't say, oh, oopsie, I turned it off on accident. Well, 3 seconds is a long time to sit there and hold for an accident. So yeah, the idea, yeah, it's very easy to turn it on and get that backlog. With the flock, I don't know exactly how they operate them. I will say this though, it's not going to be considered a Fourth Amendment violation in entirety. Not in entirety. I know that somebody was telling me that the courts have already ruled.
They did. I was reading that. Yeah. Because they don't consider, not to cut you off, I read about that right before the stream. They consider it not a Fourth Amendment violation because we're not expected privacy out on the public. But my argument would be not outside of public driving your car, but what you may be doing in your car that the camera could pick up.
You wouldn't happen to know the case law that would have decided that.
Finish your statement while I look that up. I have it on my phone. I didn't get rid of it.
I'm gonna do that as well.
I don't have the case number, but I have the case name. Where the fuck is it? It is
okay. And I already knew it was gonna be up to this too. It's gonna fall down to what's referred to as the plain view doctrine. Plain view doctrine, essentially, you know, it's like an officer walking up to your car to give you a ticket, and he sees inside of the window that you have illegal substances in there. He can absolutely 100% charge you for that because he sees it. It's called plain view doctrine. If you keep your blinds open and, you know, he happens to be driving by and sees you doing something illegal, you know, assaulting somebody inside, he can absolutely go inside under what would be called trying to remember the actual phrasing, but I can't. So it's an emergency circumstance, and then because it's plain view as well. So there's a couple of doctrines there. So with the with the flock cameras, essentially this is the way that works. Citizens have the power through vote to vote in their city and county legislators. That would be your council. Same thing with the state, obviously. And your representatives of your city, county, district, whatever, then have the power, the authority to put in a vote to whether they can or will want to have a surveillance state and what that looks like. So we're already going to have a surveillance state. When the officer does his patrol and he walks back and forth and he's driving around and doing his quote unquote patrol, that is surveillance. That is Big Brother. That is Big Daddy government watching the streets, and we pay for that. And essentially, you know, when we pay for that sort of thing, we are paying in many people's minds for our own demise, right? You obviously wouldn't want an officer driving by your house 1,000 times every fucking day. You know, that's just not really what you want, right? And so why would you want a camera pointed down towards your driveway? That is going to go directly to, you know, whoever's in power or authority. And so with the flock cameras, the way that works is, you know, if you're paying for it, you know, we pay these officers and they are assigned a specific duty every time that they do their patrol. If they step outside of those duties when they're doing their patrol, essentially that is when it becomes a legal gray area, depending on what's going on. You know, it could be, you know, they went to deal with an emergent circumstance, obviously, but then they could just be screwing around, right? Or they could be on lunch break and they need to, you know, go from point A to point B to point C, yada, yada. But when it comes to the flock cameras, there's no human walking around. So they're stationary. The only difference here is that now somebody has to access that. And when it comes to that access is what's really going to make the difference. What are they doing when they go to access these things? How are they accessing? How much information are they accessing? And what are they doing with that information afterward? And all of that ought to be detailed within your ordinances and your statutes. With that said, that doesn't necessarily mean that your elected officials are going to vote in your favor, right? So your elected officials are really essentially responsible for putting out the best legislation for the representation. So let's say, you know, you live in a city of 100,000. Well, 80,000 people don't want that stuff. They don't want that flock camera. But 20,000 do. Well, should the representative vote for the flock cameras? Well, in my opinion, no. But as you can see, what are they doing? They're obviously not voting for leaving the people out of a surveillance state. And so the question comes, at what point do you get involved, right? Because 80,000, you know, out of 100,000 people saying, I don't want that, how many of those 80,000 are actually involved? Maybe 5,000? And then you've got the 20,000 majority that say we do want it. Now you're actually facing 20,000 people of the, you know, you're 5,000 people strong. They're 20,000 people strong in a city of 100,000, but the 75,000 won't stand up and say we don't want it. And this is where the conundrum comes in, because people are busy. People are working. I get that. But people need to be involved, because this is a surveillance state we're talking about. And if people don't get involved, I don't know what to tell them. I'm sorry for the dog.
No. It's cool. This whole argument is about whether it's constitutional or not, and you probably know more about that than any of us. Real quick before Ant says anything, I can't find the case number, but I got 2 case names. One that argues that it's not against the Constitution. It's the Smith versus City of Norfolk. And then there's another case that kind of argues why it's a problem, called the Carpenter versus United States. That's an argument why it's a problem.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Krautmitt. Money on the table. Mr. Brick Petition coming in with the big 199 D-Flock. Thank you, Mr. Brick Petitions. Much appreciated. My first super chat of being monetized.
Cool.
Thank you, Mr. Brick.
Nice. Very cool. It's awesome, bro.
You should frame that and put it on your wall.
Yeah, don't spend it.
Yeah, I'll fucking screenshot it and print it.
So what's going on, Ant? What's your take on this?
I don't know enough about it, to be honest. I know some people don't like the fact that there's cameras, they're catching people doing shit, and they're trying to argue that's an invasion of privacy. But if it's surveilling areas that are in public, there's no expectation of privacy. Now, if these things, like I was talking to Spin earlier, I'd have a problem if these cameras could see in someone's home. That's clearly a violation of their privacy and their rights. But looking down the public streets, public roads, that's not a problem for me.
Well, this is what I said, Ant, and if you guys don't mind, I'm going to monologue that one more time. Florida is a big police state, okay? And anytime technology comes out, it just seems to be like Florida is the first one to get them, right? Or Florida has something to do with it, or whatever the case may be. I don't mind them as long as they are not being misused. And while you guys were talking, I did bring it up. And yes, there is a case that a law enforcement officer in Polk County, of all places, used a flock camera to track his wife because he suspected her of cheating on him.
Okay, but that's an officer using a trusted position. That's in the real problem.
Right. You're absolutely right, Ant. My thing is, if you're going to use that technology, or that technology is that easy to corrupt, then why? Then
when you say corrupted, what do you mean?
Oh, okay. If you can use that technology for corruptness, what's to say that a completely innocent person is tagged in a camera and is in the fight for his life?
I mean, this applies to any tool that could be used.
I agree with that. And Brick.
Yeah. I got you. So essentially, right, the citizens, it makes sense for us to be able to have these things, a camera, right, out in public. That's press, essentially, right? It makes sense for us to be able to wear our boots out on the if I want to carry a rope with me because I just whatever, I'm doing work, right, that sort of thing, my tools, right? So citizens, it makes sense for us. When it comes to our government, though, how much power through tools do we want to give them on the street? Do we want them driving around in Bearcats everywhere they go? Do we want them driving around with, AKs and AR-15s everywhere they go, right? Do we want them absolutely geared up to the nines like they're Gestapo? Well, the answer for me is no. The answer for me will always be no, because I want my brethren, my American brethren, to be able to defend themselves in a corrupt system. where the government's always going to be corrupt. So worst case scenario, I trust the citizen over the policeman every single time. Where the flock camera comes in is, so when you go into a government building, there's surveillance, right? You go inside of the building, they've got the security cameras up, they got security roaming around. Police officers are in there and they get to carry their firearm into these buildings. I don't have the power or authority to carry my firearm into those buildings quite often, right? It's not all of them, but most of the government buildings, you just don't have the authority, and you're not going to have the power if you don't have the authority. So when it comes to cameras specifically and the ability to surveil what I am doing from my day-to-day basis, the thing is, let's say that I jaywalk, God forbid, right? That surveillance camera is going to see me doing that once, twice, 3 times, 10 times, 20 times, and eventually on the, let's say, 30th time, the government decides, now I'm going to send this guy a bunch of tickets, right? That's an abuse of authority, but it's completely legal. And so is it easy to abuse the spirit of the law? Yes.
Gotcha, bitch.
And still it be legal. So yeah, this is the issue. And with a surveillance state, it's just a matter of time before a corrupt individual in that position of power decides that that's what they're going to do. And it's completely legal.
We're already there.
So you're concerned that they might catch you actually doing crimes and hold you accountable for them.
No,
Because if you didn't jaywalk those 30 times, they couldn't give you 30 tickets. I mean, that's a ridiculous scenario that wouldn't happen, but just following along through the thought experiment.
You think that's not
you
going to happen?
did do the jaywalking, did you not?
You think that's not going to happen?
I don't think that's going to happen, no.
Oh, okay. You trust the government a lot, don't you?
Not really, but that seems a bit absurd.
I'm
If it
really
happens, I'll apologize for being wrong, I guess. But until I see it, I'm not going to just assume it's going to happen.
Well, so I believe Clay gave a wrong analogy because at the end of the day, he did jaywalk. But his 30 times of jaywalking, learn how to talk, does hold water, because there are some stores out there that will allow somebody to shoplift $20, $50, $100 quite a few times until they eventually shoplift it up to $3,000, and then they'll catch them because that's a felony in some states, at least in Jersey. And so to say the government won't do that just to collect more and more money from somebody that jaywalked 30 times, I believe it's a possibility because the government always wants more money. But again, Clay's initial hypothetical is kind of wrong because he did initially, jaywalk.
It's not because the 14th Amendment, right, is equal application of the law. So if you're going to apply the law equally across the board, I get my ticket at the time of the incident.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that part.
But it's completely legal in a criminal sense to send you the infraction tickets, later on. Whereas the civil is a completely different thing, right? So the civil and criminal are often not lining up in many cases.
They're very different procedures and they're very different standards for evidence.
Yes.
So you think
Everybody
like speed cameras?
welcome Real Talk into the chat. What's up, Real Talk?
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Real Talk? Tiberius, what's going on, brother? Good to see you, sir.
Trying to figure out if my mic works.
Yeah, I'm trying to adjust it. I'm gonna have to just turn you up a little bit.
Do I need to pump my gain up a little bit? It's only like 60.
Turn it up to 75 and see what that does, Tiberius.
I have to run an errand. I apologize. I just got here, but something just came up.
No, you're
I'll
cool,
come back.
dude.
I'll be back in like 30, 40 minutes.
Okay.
Stay safe, man.
I really want to get on this one.
Tiberius, turn yourself up a little more.
It's okay, cool. That's about 80, 85, somewhere around there.
That's better.
Okay, I've got you. I
269.
adjusted you here, Tiberius, as well. You're all the way up.
Okay, I don't know what's wrong with my shit, but my audio has been really weird. Maybe my DAC's going out or something. We'll find out.
Oh no, dude, mine fucked up. I was doing the intro and like nobody could hear me.
What do you got for your DAC?
Just straight. I don't even have a DAC.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, gotcha. No, I really wanted to share this a bit because I've been thinking about this a lot. I've been putting it in my moral and ethical calculator, and I'm getting a lot of different results. Part one is that when it comes to something like flock cameras, God forbid something were to happen to my nephews, and we actually got the guy's license plate. Like, this is the first thing that we're going to be able to use to like find this kind of thing. So it's really cool in that regard. But Savannah, Georgia just apparently fired 4 officers for stalking with flock cameras. So it's like, I mean, do you want your poison or do you not? Like, that's really where we're at. And like, I really want to hear the arguments because like Clay was kind of hinting at like that he believes something like speed cameras, not alone flock cameras, are a violation of the 14th Amendment, which is an interesting. Oh, and the 4th Amendment. Okay. That's an interesting take, and I think it actually has some standing. I don't know if I would give it the full crown, but like, yeah, I think it has some validity. It's kind of bullshit wherever you can just give me a, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I want to get to real talk. What's up, my friend? How you been?
What's up? How y'all doing?
So the prompt is the constitutional legality of AI surveillance in red states. You are on the left, so I'd like to hear your take on the flock cameras and if you know or what your side of the aisle says about it. So if you can do that, I'd appreciate it. And then we will give it back to Clay.
Yeah, for sure. I also live in a red state. But yeah,
that you do.
I think, well, I can't speak for everybody on the left or anybody that, you know, shares some of the same politics that I do, but I do believe that it's very concerning about these flock cameras. Now, with the government collecting all this data, like Tiberius said earlier, we already have officers being, I think there's charges being levied against them already as far as stalking. And yeah, I think it's a big issue that needs to be looked at and preferably banned for me, because I don't like, you know, government doing things like this. As far as a issue with the 4th Amendment, I don't, that starts leading into different areas as far as, you know, anybody recording in public spaces. But yeah, the 14th Amendment, you can have that argument, but the 4th Amendment, nah, I don't see that argument.
Well, Clay, I'm going to circle you in on this for just a second. The 4th Amendment is you have the right not to have illegal searches and seizures. The 4th Amendment also circular, if you will, and Clay, please correct me if I'm wrong, that also falls under surveil or surveillance, or would that be the 14th Amendment? Clay, help me out here.
So surveillance, no. So the way that surveillance works is surveillance, all that means is I as a government official am watching to see if there is a crime being committed.
Well, that's what the flock cameras were supposed, quote unquote, to be used for.
Sure. Yeah. So with, and this is kind of what I was telling you before as well. So with the surveillance and matching that up and testing it against the 4th Amendment, the plain view doctrine established that an officer walking up and seeing perhaps illegal items in your vehicle as he's, giving you your ticket, gives him probable cause to arrest you, and that's that. And so when it comes to plain view doctrine, the way that works, tested up against the Fourth Amendment for the flock cameras, is, let's say that the city or the county has voted that they want to establish flock camera here, yada, yada, yada. At that point in time, that camera, through plain view doctrine, if it is being used to, access the AI software, and then the AI gets facial recognition that wanted criminal is there, so it needs to be double checked by a human's eyes. But during that time of that human checking it to make sure that was accurate, he also sees that other criminal activity has occurred. Then that officer now has probable cause to bring to a judge to issue a warrant.
Yeah, but we've seen this in Vegas, in the casinos. And I've watched time and time again, and I believe it just happened in, was it Michigan or Wisconsin or something, where the AI, because flock cameras are run through AI, or if I'm correct, where it was kicking people out of a casino, and they were being arrested because the camera said that they're on that magical list, and they're not.
Like a trespass kind of thing?
Yeah, it's trespass after warning, basically.
Yeah. Okay, so essentially the way that works, a casino's private property. Okay, and
Absolutely.
I understand that you're bringing it up as an analogy in order to establish that an officer could use it as, a way to establish whether a criminal activity has taken place, i.e. trespass. In order for that to happen, technically, if the officer arrests the individual without warning, then that is unlawful. Okay, so the way a trespass works is, say you're on private property, right? And the private property owner wants you to leave. No problem. Okay, you're not leaving. Let's say you're not leaving, right? Then the officer comes and he says, the private property owner wants you to leave. Okay, you are then required to leave because you have been told by the officer. Now you can be arrested for it because you have not only been told by the property owner, but the representative of said property, which becomes the cop. He can come out there and tell you, now you've got to leave. Also, the officer would need to do a simple investigation to look into whether there's some evidence of a property owner having told you prior. So if there's evidence that the property owner has told you prior, then he can at that point arrest you as well. But if a property owner states, well, it's on camera that we told him he had to leave, but the officer investigates and does not find that on the camera. Instead, he just finds some, high top, like way up at the top of the building, camera looking down. There's a little interaction going on, but you can't hear anything. There's no evidence to prove that individual was told that he had to leave. But with that said, the officer still can tell that individual he still has to leave. So that warning still takes effect. If the individual does not leave, then he can be arrested. Only after warning. This is the law. And this is going to be the case everywhere you go in the United States. I know that it sounds like it's a catch-all, be-all, but in reality, trespass laws, they don't vary. State to state, they really just don't. Because we're dealing with private property, and it has to be a constitutional thing. And so they've pretty much just standardized the trespass.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Well, for Clay, because he seems a little bit more constitutionally aware than I am. It to be clear, because I find this very hard thing to get past the Supreme Court, especially this current Supreme Court. The government, well, such as law enforcement, just simply setting up cameras in public areas wouldn't be against the Constitution, right?
Correct.
The issue would be when that data is stored, who and for what reason they have access to that data.
Correct.
And in this situation, we're talking about AI, right?
Correct. Yes. So the AI is like the notifier.
Okay, gosh. And there's already been records of officers using that system for illicit reasons, assisted by AI. So that's I think that's something that just needs to be put in place to just assure that doesn't happen. Constitutionally, I don't think we can prevent our current government from setting up cameras in public areas, but with that data, that can be debatable, I think.
Yep. And so even going to that very thing, the cameras itself, right? So the Fourth Amendment, right? Plain view doctrine, we pay our policemen to patrol certain areas. So he'll, walk the boardwalk, or he'll drive around a neighborhood, and that is surveillance. That's exactly what that is. The only difference between that and the camera is the camera's stationary. Either way, it's something that we, as citizens, sacrifice our essential liberty or liberty, depending on how you look at it, right? Because if you feel like it's an essential liberty, then you won't want that. If you feel like it's just, a liberty, then you might say, yeah, let's set up some cameras.
Absolutely. And really quick, Mitchell DM27 with the phone over on Pilled. Thank you very much for that, my friend. Good to see you. Well, it stresses me a little bit. I mean, obviously, I have nothing to worry about. I've done nothing wrong in my life, right? But to have your to have your face
out with this, Sonny.
To have your face in a system, right? Because that data is going somewhere. That's a little unnerving to me. I mean, I'm on camera right now. It's going somewhere. It's going to some data center in fucking the Rockies or whatever, okay? I'm okay. I'm okay with that, but would you want all of your your likeness in a system like that?
I've already accepted that as a reality of my life. Like, I have a driver's license. The government very much knows who I am. Personally, for me, this is actually far more scary when it comes to companies. The government at least is somewhat accountable to the public. Companies are only accountable to their shareholders, and there's some levels where they will get away with some fuck shit.
Sure.
I find that to be actually a lot more concerning where I'm at currently in my life. I don't know if you all would agree, but yeah.
Yeah, I would be more concerned for those that can't consent to have their faces public, such as kids, preteens, whatever. That issue is something that should be debated all the way up to the Supreme Court level, I think. I think this whole flock issue combined with the AI, our legal system, our legislature hasn't updated, hasn't kept up with the technology. And there either needs to be younger representatives put in place or something for this to even be. I see some pushback going on now with the data centers overall. I think there's some more to, there's some stoppage there. So there's good signs that people are pushing back against AI overall. There's some other things.
But real talk, here's the thing about the data center, and I'm gonna get a bunch of shit for this, but oh well. The way of the world is data. I mean, there are a few people in here that know that I have something really big that is going on right now. And I rely on fucking data. So where's it going? Is the data the question, the real question that I have is, there's only so much data that can be stored somewhere, correct? Without expansion. So are data centers a bad thing?
Well, data centers are more about processing data and not really storing data. That's why
Well, there is a storage component.
Yeah,
to
there is a storage component in order for AIs to hold context. There is
Sure.
additional amount of data that needs to be held there, and that's a need that people are finding with AIs. With the new AI agents that's coming out now, they have to hold context and be able to do a whole work process now. So that's the need that we have for data centers now. And I get what you're saying. There's a competition out there between our businesses and China and stuff like that. But I think that with businesses and how we invest over here in America, I think we tend to overdo it and do things a bit too quickly without thinking about the repercussions.
Well, I mean, I appreciate the thought, and I agree with you. The way the world is going is AI. Okay, AI this, AI that. You call fucking Home Depot, and the first thing it says is, "Hi, I'm your AI assistant." No, I don't want to talk to a fucking AI assistant. I want to talk to a real person. Okay, it's aggravating, but the more implementation in today's society, that data's got to go somewhere. It's not, and it's not in real time.
So,
but can you really say that the flock cameras are not going to do justice? Possibly.
Just like nuclear energy can do justice, but they can also do just as much harm.
I don't disagree with that. No, I don't disagree with that.
I'm about to get super triggered.
Real talk.
I knew you were going to say something.
I'm super pro nuclear, man. Let's go.
Real talk brought up a good point. Well, kind of, he said something, and it made me think of something else. But first, I got to ask you, Spin.
Sure.
Would you rather talk to AI or the typical greetings you get when you call a call center? You know what I mean? Who would you rather talk to?
Well, didn't I just fucking say that I would not want to talk to fucking AI? I don't want to talk to AI. I want to talk to a real person. So that's a stupid question.
Hey, look. At least you can understand the AI.
No, I was just going to say, Crowd actually asked a very good question to you. And I don't think you understood what he was saying. Can you ask it just one more time, Crowd?
Would you rather talk to AI or the typical greetings you get of a real person, but with a certain dialect? You know what I mean? I don't have to write it in the crown for you, do I?
Oh.
Yeah. I'll take that AI any day.
Look, here's the thing, Crowd. It doesn't even have to be a certain dialect or
why do you have to go there, dude?
Look, here's the thing.
Because he knew it would work.
I've talked to plenty of people with an American accent that have no idea what they're doing when I call. So even still, if the AI if the automated system is being implemented in a way that I can utilize it, then obviously I'm going to choose the AI. But
Right.
if the person I get on the phone is obstinate, an asshole, or just plain out dumb, I don't want to talk to them.
Yeah,
So,
I got to deal with that type of shit all day on my job.
Yeah.
And
But
can
not
I
to
add
get
on
all,
top of that?
yeah, real talk. Let me say what you
Okay.
made me think of, actually, what you just said, and then you can add. Real talk.
Welcome back, Ant.
A minute ago, said something about like these flat cameras are recording, like, you know, young kids and even young teenagers when they don't give their consent. Can these flat cameras be hacked?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
That poses a real risk to minors. And yeah, PDF files, like if they decide like that's a way to like track certain kids that they saw at a schoolyard, or I'm gonna hack these flag. I mean, it might seem absurd, but it is a possibility. When Real Talk brought up little kids not giving their consent being recorded, like I just started thinking, well, what if some scumbag perv figures, you know, hey, I'll hack these cameras. You know what I mean? TOS. I don't want to dive too much into it, but that's still a legit safety concern. Go ahead, Real Talk. You were saying something?
True it is. Oh yeah, I was about to say the reason that I think we've all seen a degradation of the customer service realm, and that's because, you know, it's been outsourced to save money. And I think everything that we've seen, even down to the customer service level, is because these businesses want to save money, and AI is just a new version of that. So I mean, some people will find AI better. I'm pretty sure a lot of people in this new generation will find talking to AI is a lot better. Some of them are even making it their girlfriends. I, I, I just,
I just called
just,
that.
yeah, I just think that, you know, it's.
So I can touch on that
we-
real quick, actually.
Yeah, we just need to talk to our kids, man. That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
what you just
Crowd,
said.
I need to answer your question.
All right, go ahead.
God.
So
Would I would I want to talk to a foreigner? No. If
I don't care who I talk to as long as they can fix the problem and I can understand them.
Well, I was just ready to say that, and you know, if I could talk to a foreigner that I can understand instead of the broken English, or everything else out of their mouth is, well, for that one we need to do that. Well, for this one we need to do that. That is fucking annoying. Okay. You know, it's like they have a script that they learn English and they can't say anything else.
Well, there's also a script for doing that kind of phone level tech support. Like, it all follows a flow chart, basically. When you call in, you start identifying a problem. They just start going down the chart till they hit a solution that have you try.
Sure.
And
I mean,
so it's
as long
pretty
as I can
natural
understand them.
Yeah, but you see that kind of decision flow is trivial to automate. So it makes sense that you just take a person out of the picture, especially if it's difficult to understand the person.
Right. You know,
there's plenty trivial things that can be automated that's going to put a lot of people out of work. I'm just saying.
Well,
I don't disagree with that at all.
But that particular thing was already being outsourced to other countries anyways. It wasn't like we were losing those jobs. Like, those places in those countries are losing those jobs.
You know, that reminds me of a little story. So I went to I went to Best Buy. So I called them, right? I called them before I went over there to see if they had a part. Well, you call the store and nobody in the store can pick up. They say, we do not have outside lines anymore.
You sure that wasn't Walmart?
after I got over there, I said, well, I tried to call the store and I talked to somebody in Siberia. That's not what I said, but I talked to somebody in Siberia. And they said, oh, we cannot get outside calls. It all goes to our call center. We don't have telephone lines. I looked at that girl and I said, you're full of shit. I said, you're trying to tell me that you cannot pick up a phone and dial a phone number. Oh, we can make calls, but we can't receive them.
Tell me you hate your customers without telling me you hate your customers.
Bullshit. Exactly.
Well, I will tell you, once you get into the store, they actually have good service at Best Buy.
Oh, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I want to clarify
they don't do the phone line thing anymore.
I want to clarify something real quick in regards to calling customer service. Now, I would absolutely prefer to talk to an American that has an American accent. Now, if I can't get that, I guess I would choose the AI because I would be able to understand them. And if for some reason I got to talk to somebody overseas, I want them to be able to talk basic English. I don't want that broken up yabba dabba do shit. So I just
motherfucker, I called my health insurance today and I had to repeat the same thing fucking 9 fucking times, literally 9 times before it would understand. And they said, oh, we'll give you to the next representative.
What's up, Nova?
That's what I wanted to do in the beginning.
So
yeah.
RoboCop is what we're talking about, right? So,
yeah.
I mean,
dead or alive, you're coming with me.
If it's AI you want and AI you pay for, AI you will get. So when it comes to these flock cameras, obviously, just like any other tool, it can be abused. To me, it really just boils down to how much firepower you want to give your local governments. Do you want them driving around with Bearcats and AR-15s and all that extra tech equipment? Some people would say yes. Some people would say it's too much. And in all seriousness, it's just too much. I do understand the need for a SWAT team. I do. But I don't want every officer out there to be the SWAT team. And
they
that's
aren't.
where that's where
That's not even happening.
Check the back chat.
Yep, I got you.
But-
I got you.
But
What's your take, Nova?
Oh, my bad.
My take is the problem is even though
Wrong mic.
federally, oh, it is? Shit. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my thing set up. I was trying to add your thumbnail to it too. 1 second. See if it changes. I'll just go back and fix it. It's loading. It's a little slow.
Real talk. While she does that, you were fixing to say something.
Yeah, let him.
Yeah. Are we going to discuss it? I haven't dug into this yet, but the Trump administration is looking at AI data to predict possible crimes and prevent them before they happen. Is that a real thing?
I don't know, man. That sounds like some Winter Soldier shit right there, and I did not agree with that.
I think you mean Minority Report, but
I'll tell you what.
That too, but Winter Soldier has that premise.
As soon as Spin comes back, I will have you bring that up. But yeah, I think that's a great question. Until he gets back, let's hear Nova's initial thoughts on the flock cameras and
My initial thought, because I was actually already streaming and I didn't know this was happening. So even though federally it's unconstitutional, your states and stuff are doing laws outside of that. And where they're catching you is that by saying even though that it's not constitutional to do all of that, because you're in public and it's a license plate, it's already basically like fair use kind of. So that's where they're catching us. And so this is going to tie into all the data centers also. And so we're pretty screwed. They're going to watch everything that you're doing. These data centers are going to be everywhere. They're supposed to be having cameras, what, every 50 feet is what they're going to be predicting in the future. So people better start fighting like hell now, because if you don't, you're fucked.
It's too late. They already won.
50 feet? That'd be extremely expensive.
Yeah, I think
unnecessary.
Yeah,
but that's why your
constitutional,
electric. That's the reason why your electric bills are going up so high. These data centers, that's part of it.
Yes, that is actually accurate.
Are we talking about data centers or cameras now? Different things.
Both.
The cameras
connected.
The cameras themselves, I think they're not unconstitutional. It's not unconstitutional to record in public spaces. That's not going to be prevented. The data is it's the data is the issue. To have the ability to access and search that data requires that 14th Amendment trigger. So that's where the argument really is.
Right. Yeah, that's why I brought up the 14th Amendment, because again, let's say that the camera does access, grandma, jaywalking. Well, grandma's probably not going to get the jaywalking ticket, but God forbid, three teenage boys do a little jaywalking, they're getting the ticket, right?
Yeah.
So I would say now, because if they give the 3 boys the jaywalking ticket, then I need access to the entire data so that we can observe whether grandma jaywalked too, to see whether there's a 14th. If I'm a lawyer, for real, if I'm an attorney going in, I'm saying, let me get all of the previous history. And this is just me. Like, I'm looking at it from the 14th Amendment. I'm going to get them 3 boys off so quick, so fast. They're not going to be able to provide that data.
Pause. What you say?
Are you an attorney?
I know I'm not an attorney. I'm not a bar card attorney.
Yeah,
I do my own cases.
To entertain that theory, there is that you accessing that as an attorney would risk all that data that you access also bringing that data to the public domain, right? So everybody, once you access it and that court proceeding is complete, that becomes public information.
Yeah, depending on whether the judge redacts or not. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing. It's a public thing, right? So there's nothing, or a government record, right? So there's nothing stopping you from doing a FOIA request on the video.
That true. That too.
Well, you would have to pay for that video, just like you would pay for an accident.
I don't have but that's not. Why is that a problem? Like,
actually,
it costs resources to make a copy and send it to you.
Believe it or not, I don't pay for any. I don't pay for any of my Axon.
Wait, isn't it a little different from with third party? Like,
are they sending it to you physically or digitally?
Digital.
There you go. It doesn't cost them anything, so they don't have to charge anything. Right. But if I ask them for physical media, like I think Kraut was suggesting, that would incur a cost, would it not?
If you get a stick,
Can I FOIA requests from a third party, even if they were a contractor for the government?
Yeah. Essentially, anything that they have access to, you have access to, because they're the government.
Yeah, they're having a conversation about this in my hometown, and there's only 16,000 people who live here. But like Lowe's has 6 of these damn cameras in their parking lot, and people were freaking out about it. It's like, on one hand, Lowe's owns it, but on the other side, how long is it before they get a warrant before they can collect that data? Probably not very long, and sometimes it might be under an hour.
And you said this is at Lowe's. They about to catch some certain individuals if it's at Lowe's, but I ain't gonna say nothing else.
I mean, Lowe's is the nice place around here. The Home Depot is where you got to be wary.
Hey, look, do you think the government is doing all this for the simple fact they want more money so they can catch a guy jaywalking and hit him with a fine?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Depends. Yeah, it's both. It's you're going to be tracked everywhere you go, and then it's money on top of it.
Well, my major
committing crimes you don't even know about, and they'll be sending you tickets automated by AI left and right. Yeah,
like most people don't even know you can't like people stop in the middle of an intersection, they're waiting to turn left. That's illegal. You can't park on the left side of a street. That's illegal. We commit crimes all day long that we don't know. But my main issue with these cameras is, where does it lead? Do you remember, I think it was like the late 2000s, where the government, I don't know if it was federally or New Jersey, I forget which one, but they tried to ban smoking in cars. Luckily, it didn't pass. But imagine if it would have passed. Where would that have led to? Oh, now you can't eat in your car. Now you can't drink in your car. Like, you know what I mean? So these is what the
Better wear that mask.
I present you with
Exactly. That's my biggest concern. Where will it lead to if we allow these cameras to be nationwide?
Everywhere.
Well, that's a good point, Kraut. Like, so just imagine flock camera, right? Here, all along your street, and every single time you pick up your phone, right? Every single time you picked it up, every single time, that's a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
That's a ticket right there. Oh, you did it again. That's another ticket. And then all of a sudden you get home and you got a bunch of tickets in the mail. But again, like I said, did grandma get those tickets?
I'm just using my phone for directions. Too bad.
AI isn't deputized. It can't issue shit. So I don't know what you're worried about. AI can alert an officer. They could review it, but then they'd have to write up every single one of those tickets, find you somehow, and issue the tickets.
So do you not understand that they can send you it in the mail?
Yeah, but they can,
who you are.
Hold up, they can find you through your license plate. Like, it's not going to be.
He's talking about jaywalking. That's not. You wear a license plate on your ass or something?
I have an article here if you're interested.
No. I said look at your phone while you're driving.
We started off with jaywalking. I guess we
but even still, aren't they? Don't they face what is it? Face recognition.
Facial recognition. Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about. That's why the flock cameras are so dangerous. That's exactly why.
And also, looking at just your license plate number, that don't mean shit, because that doesn't mean you were driving. You have a positive sense, like, that's my car, but I wasn't driving.
Look, it doesn't matter, because what happens, right? So you want to fight it, right? You want to fight it then at that point, right? So they send you the ticket because you're the owner of the vehicle, right? So you want to fight it. So you win that case, right? But guess what? 2 weeks later, get another one. And then 2 weeks later, get another one. So what are you doing? You're going to fight cases your whole stinking life? What is this?
I think you're just real. I think you're tilting at windmills.
I think you're not. You're kind of missing the point.
You're just looking at slippery slope and going.
No. Okay. Here's the thing. I know someone right now who got 3 tickets in 1 month from cameras. Okay, and that individual, guess what he did? Paid him. Why? Because he doesn't want to have to fight him. He wasn't speeding.
Yeah.
I have your word to go on.
Well, okay, but it is the truth, right? One of the tickets.
No
he wasn't even driving.
This evidence other than I said this thing happened. Cool.
Exactly.
This thing you say may have happened or may not have happened. They can't analyze it.
This is the point I made earlier, Ant. I trust the citizen over the officer every single time.
Well, I trust this thing called evidence, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of it.
Go ahead and
and I would be inclined to agree with Clay, because if he was making that up, I believe he would just put himself in that situation. You know what I mean?
And if he was telling the truth, he would just present the tickets and show us.
Am I supposed to go get the tickets and
it's your story?
And all of a sudden,
yes, it's your story. You want us to believe you that you should back it up. It's not my fucking job to support your argument.
You're absolutely going to retard out right now, aren't you?
And to be clear, they started the test group for this stuff like over a decade ago. They started setting up cameras directly to police officers in hoods and low-income communities all across the states, everywhere, including some of the projects in my community here in Mississippi. So they've been setting up cameras, just not where everybody can see it. Now that they're setting up these cameras, now it's becoming a large outrage.
Yeah. Why do bank robbers rob banks? It's where the money is, right?
For the same reason, corrupt police officers look at data that's supposed to be stored in flock camera data. Like, what are you talking about? The same reason that corrupt people do corrupt things is the same reason that corrupt people do corrupt things. What are you talking about, bro? You really believe that all of a sudden, because somebody starts working for the government, that they're not corrupt?
No, but you're just making these accusations. You're not showing any instances of it. You're not citing any cases.
I didn't know that.
It's so scary.
I didn't know that I didn't just cite 3 citations for speeding. I didn't know that I didn't do that.
No, you didn't. You didn't give us the cases. us. You didn't show us anything. You just said it happened and expect us to
How
believe
about
you.
this? Okay, here's the thing, Ant. Does the backside of the moon exist?
Yes,
How do you know?
pictures of it.
How do you know?
There, we've sent all kinds of missions to look at the backside of the moon. What are you talking about?
Show them to me. Show me the pictures.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Exactly. Go ahead. Show me the pictures. Show me the pictures. Show me the pictures of the backside of the moon.
Assume you mean the dark side of the moon, not
No, the backside. I'm not talking about the dark side.
Well,
What are you
that
talking about?
well, then what is the backside?
Assuming that the moon goes around the earth, at some point that backside of the moon turns into a light side. So there's not always
No,
a dark
it's
side of the
tidally
moon.
locked.
Tardo.
It's tidally locked. We always see the same face of the moon.
No shit, Sherlock, but that doesn't mean the sun doesn't hit it.
I didn't say it.
Tardo.
Didn't. I
You
never
said
said
the
it
dark
didn't.
side of the moon. I said
That's
the
because
backside
it's
of the moon.
called.
You
Not because
bro,
it's dark,
you're
because we
retarded.
can't see it, you fucking idiot.
It's not
Literally
bro,
what
no,
it's
the
called.
I'm
You
not
didn't
talking.
know that. You didn't know that.
Are you okay?
Fucking
You got
idiot.
out? Oh, you the fucking idiot.
What did he say?
The back side of the moon is not the dark side of the moon, right, Ant? Are you going to show me the back side of the moon? No, you can't. Okay, exactly. So let's go ahead and get everybody back.
There we go.
up
Can you,
because this
can you
kid's
put my
retarded.
presentation up there, Spin? The dark side.
How
of
do you
the
know
moon.
that's not AI?
It's from fucking NASA, dude.
How do you know that?
It's NASA.
But how do you know that that's not the back side of the moon? How do you know that that's not just AI?
Because we have stuff
How
from
do you know that
before
that's not
AI.
just
What are
somebody
you
drew that
talking
picture?
about?
Somebody just drew that picture, bro.
Read the article. It
Bro, there's
explains what
literally
it fucking
writing.
is.
There's literally writing on that picture.
You want some more?
There's
Is that
literally
what you-
writing
what
on that
would
picture.
play
You're
like
telling
some
me
more?
that the backside of the moon has writing on it?
Incredible photos from the dark side of the moon by
Yeah, how do
Artemis
you know
2
that
crew.
somebody didn't just
Because
Photoshop
this was
that?
taken by people, you idiot.
Oh, it was taken by people.
It was
So
taken
some
by
guy
astronauts,
was
you
floating out
fucking
there in
retard.
space, and he went and took a
No,
picture.
they were in a spacecraft called Artemis 2.
How do you know?
We watched them launch into space. We watched them come back.
Oh, you
We
did?
talked to them the
You
whole way.
watched
We had
them?
we had all
You were
kinds
there.
of
Where
telemetry
did they launch
showing where
from?
they're at.
Where did they launch from?
Where was it? Florida? Somewhere in Florida?
Uh-huh. So you were down in
Yeah,
Florida
Cape
when it
Canaveral.
launched?
No, I wasn't. I watched it
So,
on.
so you didn't
I
watch
watched the
it,
video.
watched it on TV, which could also be a fake image.
That would be beyond our technology.
It could be. Are you telling me that it's beyond our technology to create
Show
fake
me
images?
Show me where
What?
they can fit. Oh yeah,
Come
so,
on, dude.
so for every
You're being a
person who's out there
retard.
live streaming it,
they
they're
make
all faking it. You're gonna
Images
say, like
for
the thousands
movies
of people
and
that live streamed the lunch were all
they
fucking
make
on it.
fake images for movies, do they not? You sound like Speakeasy right now.
Oh my god!
You
you're
really
so
sound like
retarded.
Speakeasy. You know you're wrong, and you sound
I'm
like
not wrong.
Speakeasy.
I'm
You
showing
are.
you the fucking dark side of the moon.
This,
You're like,
bro,
"Oh,
this is not the
could be
dark side of the
AI."
moon. This is a picture
So
of the dark
fucking
side of the
stupid.
moon.
Yeah,
at
it's a
best.
picture.
But it
I
could
don't
be
have
fake.
$1 billion or
It
so
could be
dollars to go
fake.
take a rocket up there. I'm
It
so
could be fake.
not likely. Like,
Okay,
I give
so but
that-
it could be. It could be, right?
Hey, Ant.
not really.
Hey, Ant.
Not
Not
yet.
really.
I got-
You're a loser.
I need to understand
Ant?
something here. Why did we go from, hey, look, I just don't believe you on your word, to I don't believe we have pictures of the backside of the moon? Like, there was a logical jump here that I'm not following. I am so sorry.
Same. Clay is fucking retarded and doesn't think the moon is real.
Oh my god.
Hold
No,
up, you don't
man,
really
you're
believe
missing
that,
the
do you,
point.
Clay?
I wanted to point.
You're missing
I missed,
the point.
I
Ant.
missed a bunch of
You're gonna sit there and tell me that, oh, I can't believe what you're saying, and you do this every time you come on a panel with me.
I
Why?
asked for evidence. Yes.
Every single time, bro.
Tough shit. I will keep asking for evidence.
So
until I
cry me
give
a
it.
river. Why, bro? Because you're
Then I'm-
destroying
you're in-
any
you have
conversation,
no
bro. You
credibility.
literally came
Yeah,
up
you
here to
have no
troll, right?
credibility.
You came up
No.
here to troll. You came up
Actually,
here to troll. You came up here to troll.
Let's
Right?
cry about
Instead
it.
of have a conversation about flock cameras, you came up here to
We're
troll.
having a conversation. You're
Bro,
just
we were having a
little
conversation about
conspiracy
flock
theory
cameras.
hoedown, like,
You literally
oh my God,
scared somebody
big scary
off.
cameras looking
Bro,
at
Real
public
Talk
roads.
was up here. He was having a
Ooh.
conversation. He's gone. Why? Because Ant wanted to talk about his own little prerogative where he doesn't believe anything anybody ever says.
Did he tell you
Not
that?
at their word. No. Why should I believe you at your word?
I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing. Just
you made
here's the
three.
thing. The reason I'm guessing that is because here it is. Ant doesn't want to talk about flock cameras. Ant wants to talk about how everybody is wrong. Tell everybody how they're wrong about flock cameras. Go ahead.
No, I have it. I am demanding evidence, which
Go
you
ahead.
will refuse to provide.
Go ahead, Ant.
Yeah.
Tell everybody how they're wrong about flock cameras.
Specific
Everybody else up here is saying the flock cameras is a bad idea. You're saying it's a great idea. I'm going to go make a coffee.
Great idea.
You are. You have literally been like trying to say everybody's wrong about this. Okay. I'm going to go make a coffee. Tell everybody how they're wrong about flock cameras.
Well, Jody has a specific case he wants to bring up.
Go ahead, Jody.
Yes. Penny
It's
McCarthy
all your fault, by the way, but go ahead.
I know. Penny McCarthy, a 66-year-old lady in Arizona, was arrested off of flock camera misidentification. I mean, we can go down the list.
Misidentification isn't unique to flock cameras. Police officers have arrested the wrong person in person before.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that.
But they're tracking him. But they tracked her.
They caught the mistake, did they not? They fixed it?
Eventually, but
I mean, it sucks that it happened, but nothing's perfect. It's going to have flaws. Like, you can't expect it to just work flawlessly and perfectly every single time. That's unreasonable.
Well, obviously not. But
yeah,
a private.
You're muted, Nova.
I'm sorry. I said it was I said it's a gross use of power. It's an overreach because it's an overreach. You don't. It's unnecessary.
How? How's it like? It's no different than if we had a police officer patrolling the area putting.
No, it's very different.
On.
No, it's very different.
Not really,
because it's a private company. It's a private company
because
that's being contracted
because
out.
it's 24/7 and it infringes on your freedom to be able to move around.
How?
You got people watching you and tracking every damn thing you do. How is it not a gross abuse of power? You tell me that. You answer that question.
It's your claim. You tell me how it's a gross abuse of power. I'm still waiting to hear this.
I want to split hairs here. I can't get to the gross use of power yet, but what I definitely can say is it's very different than having a cop on station. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't require a wage. Like so it's literally there, rain, sleet, snow, or hell. Capability wise, this is different. This is very different.
Better is what you're saying. It doesn't have all the drawbacks of putting.
Better is defined by the objective.
There who has limited vision. This thing can look at up and down streets.
Okay, so every time you pick your nose, you want to get a ticket. Every time you scratch your ass and scratch your balls, do you want somebody? Do you want somebody to be knocking at your door and say you did XYZ crime?
Ticketed for?
That's where it's going.
None of those things are ticketable. You can scratch your balls in public.
Bullshit. You're seeing shit all over the world happening.
Hold on. One at a time. Squatch, what do you got, butter?
And it is acceptable for the cops to walk down the street and write down your tag number. It's acceptable for them to call it in and connect with all of their little clock friends to figure out where you are, when you're there, and how. The issue is that a cop actually has to be present to do those things. Mm-hmm. Someone has to witness you breaking the law, and AI does not get to be witness to anything resembling a crime. It's not a victim. It's not the state. It's nothing associated with the crime. So why does it get to decide who gets punished and who doesn't?
It doesn't, because it's not a deputized arm of the law. It can't write tickets on its own. All best it can do is alert the officers of the offense.
You need to check yourself before you wreck yourself on this one, because
you're all paranoid. Fuck, man. Yes,
I know somebody close to me who's gotten 4 tickets. All by AI surveillance in
Can I have
the
the
state
ticket
of
numbers
Texas.
in the state? Because otherwise, I don't want to hear about it. My friend got a ticket.
I'm kind of with you on this.
You know what? You deserve to get slapped upside your head for that shit.
Well, hold on.
When I say my friend, a family member. Okay,
this is the part I got to back him up.
I don't owe you a fucking ticket number. I don't owe you shit, homeboy. Yeah, you better call me your tits on that one.
If you make claims, you owe evidence.
I'm not making claims. I'm telling you straight up. It's a family member. I'm not fucking divulging my fucking personal business to your dumbass.
That's a claim. My family member got 4 tickets. Is a claim. That's a positive claim.
Turned $400 later on all these tickets. It's a
You
fucking
need to get
fact.
rid of that fucking video clip.
I love that video.
Dude, I used that laugh for my ringtone for 5 years. I would get the best looks in the grocery store. Somebody called me and they'd hear that.
That was the best gift
Okay.
Joe ever gave you, Spin. You
Yeah,
better
I
be
gotta
so
I
answer your
know.
question.
I know.
Yeah,
Where
I
is
gotta-
it? I got to text Joe Cole. We need him.
Yeah.
Speaking
God, why? I'm
speaking of
already
Joe
like,
Cole,
it's everybody against me. I need one more person to pile
No,
on.
no.
All
No,
right,
no.
bring it.
I'll back up Ann on this. Like, it's cool
How
to hear,
social
hey,
is
this happened to
Ann?
my cousin, but the problem is, I don't know you. I don't like have any reason to believe people when they say this. Like, yes, I legitimately need case numbers to believe that this is actually happening.
Yeah.
Like, I
actually
need
like to look
citation
into
reports.
this if it's happening, because if it's getting to be a problem, I want to be able to have like really good concrete evidence that I can go, hey, you guys are abusing the fuck out of this, and you need to calm the fuck down, or we're going to do something more serious about it. Like, but
Okay.
I can't start
You
going
don't
in
want
that
it in
direction
place.
off nothing. I can't go off. Well, it's my word. It's my friend. No, I don't.
Let's take
I'm
it
sorry.
situationally, you're wanting an individual breakdown of an individual's rights who were violated by the flock system. That's the only thing you will accept, correct?
Well, I want something. I want more than just take my word for
I'm looking
it,
for a
bro.
threshold. And you know me, we've talked before. I'm not trying to
Sure.
smoke you up or gaslight you or
no.
anything. I'm asking,
I
what's the threshold? What do you consider evidence? I'm not going to fall into the Candace Owens trap where you just endlessly say that's not evidence. Tell me what you believe is evidence, and we'll come to terms. Okay?
Cases, case laws on the books that would allow it is a pretty
Okay.
good place to
Allow me
start.
to show you a hole in that reasoning just right out the gate. Most of the cases involving flock cameras are still currently active. This is such a new technology that it's hard to find anything that's actually been closed out on that you can go and say, hey, look, this has been ruled, this has been judged, but it's only been going on for the past 18 months, 2 years.
But
It's-
there's
it's an
the
issue.
doomsday claims coming from. We're talking about, oh my God, we're in a surveillance
didn't
police
do that.
state. All of our rights are gone. Well,
I'm still looking
and I'm being a
for the
little
threshold.
hyperbolic. I'm being.
Yeah, I know.
said-
I know. You've been piled on. I respect it. I get it.
Hey.
So,
I gave you a
I get-
threshold. I said cases, case law, like, or here's the one that shouldn't be hard to do, right? Find the laws that actually would allow them to prosecute based off of like AI, letting the AI issue tickets or whatever, because that's what seems to be really a concern
I
here.
don't
If it's not
believe
even
you'll find a
possible for it to
state
happen,
reference to a law. I don't think so. It's such a new technology. Laws haven't been written through either bench or writ. There's no legislation that is passed saying, yes, AI has authority in the judicial system in any way. And yet we have on a regular basis courts that are reporting that AI was used to write briefs, freaking cops that are using AI to write their freaking reports. We've got AI is in everything, including the flock cameras. And the only problem I have with all of this is the locational database available through the nationwide flock camera system through private operation and database use. It is an arbitrary database gathered by a private company for use by the government. That
well, then it's not arbitrary by definition.
gotcha,
But you
bitch.
can't fucking
Is
hold,
arbitrary,
you can't
and
hold
you know
AI
it.
accountable.
How is it
for-
arbitrary? It
for-
has a purpose. It has a specific purpose. It's like
It is
they're collecting
private
data.
entity
Yeah, but
collecting
you can't
data for use by the
How are you
government
going to punish?
and accessible by the citizenry. There is no FOIA available for these until very, very recently in a very few counties and a very few states. It's been made available.
Well,
And
FOIA
now
is
even the
And
flock
how are you
operators
supposed to
themselves are
punish it?
taking steps away from it.
I want to split hairs here. I'm 100% with you, Squatch, on like a lot of this is new, and I'm totally cool with you. The part that I'm with Ant on is like I can literally go on to my case, is what we call it here in Indiana, where I can actually bring up the dockets of if Indiana charges me with a fucking anything, like there's a legal like codex in it that we can look up. What am I being charged for? Like, what is the citation itself? The whole 9 yards. I just need something like that. Like,
Yeah, it's
give
all
me
public knowledge, but how are you going to punish? How are you going to punish the AI? It's either
not about-
unlawful detention, absence of probable cause, confinement.
I'm not
and
to
harm.
the point of
No,
punishing the AI. I just want to make sure that
It's just punishing the officer. That's just
he's
punishing the
disbelieving
officer.
totally. He's
Jody, you're
not
first.
believing the AI is a problem in the first place. He's saying that unless there are case dockets, unless there are judgments and rulings, then no flaw has taken place. No law has been broken. Right?
Yeah, I get what he's saying.
I'm not saying the law has been broken. I'm just saying
talking
I want
about
to see.
Tiberius?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can go with that. I feel like we're going a little bit further than what I wanted with this, but let's just say on the 8 out of 10 scale, I'm not like convinced that there is a massive severity problem with AI when it comes to the government using it incorrectly. I'm far more concerned with other actors when it comes to this. But if you want to add fuel to the fire, by all means, I just want more than, hey, my cousin Vinny has this problem, and like I need a little more than that. I'm sorry. Like I don't know Novastar. This is the first time I've ever seen this person.
Cool.
Like, I hear you're cool, but like I can't trust you. I don't know anything about you. I don't know your name. I don't know anything. Yeah. So respectfully,
this is what happens when we live in a low trust society, people.
Speaking of trust and going further, there is a goal set. I am now monetized on YouTube. Thank you, everybody that has helped me. So, guess what time it is? It is time to do the grift. You have 1 hour to hit the dono goal. Mr. Clay, tell these fuckers what they need to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's been a minute, and Spin's worked pretty hard on getting monetized, guys, and certainly appreciate the help, the assistance going on with that. And if you like what you are watching, if you like the spurging, if you like the fighting, clearly this is the place for it for sure tonight. And as you can see, the scrolling bar down below, you have the opportunity to boot any guy up here for $10 a pop. I'm assuming it's for 10 minutes, $10 a minute, and then essentially you get something for the wonderful super chat as you send to Spin to keep the show going.
Thank you, Mr. Clay. Miss Novastar. Miss Novastar.
Yes, sir.
Tell these beautiful people what they need to do, or we go away.
You need to pay the man, or the titties and everybody else leave. That's just what's going to happen. So pay Spin, and then we're all happy. Please. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss Nova. Mr. Sauerkraut, the New Jersey reject. Tell these fuckers what they need to do.
Show Spin love, man. He came a long way. 10 years ago, he was on the corners of New York trying to make the bread, and now, he's moderating and hosting debates on the channel. So, show him some love. Again, he just got monetized, $1 a month or something like that. Whatever you can do to, show you appreciate him bringing niche topics. And, we get to spurg out on each other. Not me, though. I never spurg. I got my emotions 100% in check all the time. Sarcastically. I yield my time.
Shit. You're full of shit. Type it. Jesus Christ.
You can't make me follow that up, man. I've seen this man post in Discord.
$1 a month. $1 a month. That's all you need.
Yeah. 1 second to collect myself. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You have returned to Spin City News. And if you enjoyed this all-American podcast and show, by all means, continue to dono. You need to smash that button here because I'm actually giving some good takes today. It's been a fun conversation. But if you want more of those takes, you got to dono. You got to do the thing because we got to keep the program going. But anyway, thanks for your support. Good to be here.
Thank you, Mr. Tiberius. Jody, all my fault, Jody. Tell them what they need to do.
Listen up, guys. Click that fucking follow button. Hit that thumbs up. If you want to watch a bunch of retards do a dumpster fire, hit that dono goal.
Absolutely. God's favorite aunt, we need some hypnotism or something. Tell them what they need to do.
Well, if you would please find it in your heart or wallet to donate to my good friend Spin. So I like him. We're not really that close, but he's all right.
Fuck you, Ant.
But yeah, he's a good guy, and he's been working hard. Let's reward the hustle. There's not enough of that these days.
I believe.
Thank you, Mr. Ant. Mr. Caucasian Sasquatch. God, I can't say your fucking
I'm
name.
here.
Tell them
Squatch.
what they need to
I'm
do,
actually-
Squatch.
I've
Tell
actually
me.
managed to get in uniform. Give me a second. Let me get my lights on in here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching this content for the past couple of hours, completely free. Not one of you have dipped into your pockets. All you have to do, sign up for a membership, dip into that credit card, do a little monthly thing where it repeats. You'll get all the content you want. You'll be able to get the stuff behind the paywall. How many paywalls have you got, my brother?
3.
All right. $1 gets you past the first one. How much is your top paywall?
I think $7.99.
$7.99 will get you access to absolutely everything on this man's platform. If you would like you yourself to have access to these content, that's the best way to go about it. However, you can completely hype it by recording it on OBS while you're watching it live. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist it. Dig into your pockets, dig into you. I want the pennies out of your loafers. I want the change out of your couch cushions. I want you to go dig in the back of that Buick you've been driving around since your grandmama died and get me the change she lost in there. Send this man here.
Absolutely. 99 cents a month. $1 will get you members only. Nova.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm also trying to hustle the buck, honey. But yes, okay.
It's $1. $1.
Hey,
No.
Spin's got some good membership content coming, by the way.
Yes.
Oh,
Spin,
good.
I want to exit the panel real quick. So if I could just
You're going to exit the panel?
Yep. I'm going to exit the panel. So I'm going to ask a question, but you guys don't need to answer me because I'm getting off. How many of
God,
us
how many fucking times do we have to tell you not to say getting off?
What?
You avoided it.
Watch. Every
How
time
many
he
of
exits a
us-
panel, I'm getting off.
All right,
Dude.
how many?
Seriously.
You can't sidetrack. How many of
As
us?
soon as you say you're getting off, I want you to say,
no. So
I'm
answer this
leaving.
question once I exit. How many of us speed even 1 mile over the speed limit? That's the question you also answer. Now, can I promote the Thursday thing going on, Spin?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. I want a Real Talk to hang in here for a second, but he left. All right, so me and Real Talk are gonna have a debate, moderated by yours truly, Spin, about the party switch being a myth, and I am on the affirmative that the party switch is a myth. I've been doing a lot of research this last couple of days to really hone down my my argument for it, and there's really only 2 things that could promote the propaganda that people believe it is a switch. But yeah, man, tune in Thursday. What is it, 9:30 Spin?
9:30 Eastern time. Yes.
Yeah, tune in the Spin, and yeah, watch the debate. It's going to be lovely. One last time, the question is, how many of us speed even if over a mile? Have a good night, Spin. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Mick, who's the opponent? Oh, damn it.
Real Talk.
Real talk.
Real Talk. The guy
The gentleman that was
Oh,
here
okay.
before,
Yeah,
he
just
was,
didn't
like,
hear a
right
moment
next to
ago.
me.
Yeah. Haven't really got a chance to meet that guy. He was only here for like, what, 20 minutes?
He's cool. He's
he-
knowledgeable. We don't
he's
share a lot
cool.
of the same beliefs, but he's not a bad faith character.
That's good.
Damn, he just like said bye.
kind of reminds me of that light, the brave little toaster when he'd go to sleep at night, he'd tap the rock twice, and by the 3rd time he hit that summit, he was out. Tick, tick, ping.
Damn, he's just like bye.
I've got a feeling I'm going to